Hey, watch where you're going, you filthy kid. The man's voice cut through the diner like a knife, and before anyone could react, his hand struck the little boy's face so hard that his head snapped sideways. The entire diner froze, and no one breathed. No one moved, because what none of them knew was that boy's father wasn't just any man. He was the kind of man whose silence made even monsters kneel. The diner smelled of bacon grease and burnt coffee. Morning sunlight poured through cracked blinds, painting golden stripes across the checkered floor. The usual hum of laughter and clinking plates filled the air, until a small boy, no taller than the counter, walked in. Eli, 9 years old, soft-spoken, dressed neatly in a faded sweater 2 sizes too big. He carried an old book and a small coin pouch his mother had given him before she passed. Every morning he came here, ordered pancakes, read quietly, and never bothered a soul. But today, fate had other plans. A group of men in sharp suits sat near the window, loud, arrogant, filling the room with cruel laughter. They were the kind of men who loved to be seen, and even more, loved to humiliate others. When Eli accidentally brushed past one of them while walking to his seat, his small voice stammered, I'm sorry, sir. The man turned, his smirk dripping with mockery. Sorry? He scoffed. You little brat, you just spilled coffee on a $1,000 suit. Eli looked down. His hands trembled. I didn't mean to. The man didn't let him finish. His palm cracked across Eli's cheek so hard that it echoed. The diner went silent. Forks stopped mid-air. Someone gasped. A woman near the counter covered her mouth. Eli didn't cry. He just stared up, tears trapped behind his wide eyes. Asterisk, you should have been taught respect. The man sneered, towering over him. Where's your father, huh? Oh, wait. He chuckled cruelly. Probably ran off and left you, didn't he? The waitress whispered, That's enough, but no one dared move. Eli's lip quivered. His cheek burned red. And with a shaky voice, he said only 3 words, My dad's coming. The man laughed. Oh, yeah? Let him come. Maybe he can clean my shoes while he's at it. Minutes passed. The tension in the air was unbearable. People whispered, but no one dared interfere. Eli sat quietly, his tiny hands folded, his eyes fixed on the door. Then the bell above the entrance chimed. A tall man entered, calm, steady, dressed in black. His steps were slow, deliberate. His face was unreadable. The chatter died completely. It was as if the temperature in the room dropped by 10 degrees. He saw Eli, knelt beside him, brushed the boy's cheek gently, and whispered something only Eli could hear. Then he stood, his gaze turning toward the bully. Who touched my son? His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Every person in the room felt it like thunder under their skin. The man who'd struck Eli shifted uncomfortably. It was just a misunderstanding, he said, forcing a laugh. The kid was being rude. The father repeated, his tone colder than stone. My son apologized. You hit him. The man's smirk faltered. Listen, I didn't mean, but the father took a slow step forward. You don't understand, he said softly. I don't raise my voice. I don't argue. But I never, ever forget a face that touches my family. The bully's breath caught. His eyes darted around the diner, searching for help, but no one met his gaze. The waitress had backed into the corner. Even the cook had stopped moving behind the counter. The father leaned closer and whispered, You think strength is in noise, in power, in hurting those smaller than you. But real strength, he paused, locking eyes with him, is knowing you could destroy someone and choosing not to. Then he stepped back, apologized to the boy. The bully hesitated. But when the father's bodyguards, who had been silently standing outside, stepped in, towering in dark suits, the man dropped to his knees and mumbled, I'm sorry. Eli didn't move. He just looked at his father. Can we go now? His father nodded. Yes, son. Some lessons don't need to be shouted. They walked out quietly, hand in hand. Outside, The city buzzed like nothing had happened. But inside that diner, every single person sat in silence, replaying what they just witnessed. No one forgot that moment. Not because of fear, but because of what it revealed, that true power doesn't come from dominance or revenge. It comes from calm, from self-control, from the ability to walk away when you could destroy everything in sight. Later that night, one of the waitresses told her husband he wasn't just any man. "I've seen that boy's father before in the news." They call him the Quiet Storm. The next morning, a black luxury car stopped outside the diner. The same man stepped out, handed the waitress an envelope, and said, "For the trouble yesterday." Inside were enough bills to repair the diner, and a note that read, "Teach your children kindness before the world teaches them fear." Asterisk. Sometimes the loudest people are the weakest, and sometimes the quietest soul in the room carries the power to shake the world, not through rage, but through restraint. If this story moved you, comment where you're watching from, and share it with someone who believes that dignity always wins over pride, because true power never needs to shout.